Yeah, good morning. We're back again. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on the time that you're watching this. Another day at the site to do our power test and to ensure that the the power we get is strong enough. So firstly, we're able to do our cable labeling. Just as you can see right here, our cables have been labeled. Yeah, our cables have been labeled, and much more than labeling our cable, we've done power test. Yeah, we're about doing another power test again to ensure that the test we got previously is accurate with the test we'll be getting right about now, and then we can close. Yeah, so items needed to do this is our power tester. Yeah, I will show us the items we need to do this. These are power tester right here, or you can call it a power meter. So these are power meter. We use this to do our power test for the work we have done. Yeah, we need our patch cord. So this is what our patch cord looks like. We need our power meter, we need our patch cord, and we need a methylated spirit. Yeah, we also need a methylated spirit. So, as you can see, our job has been neatly done, perfectly done. It has been labeled. Even the sub boxes have been attached to the manholes. Right, the sub boxes have been attached to the manhole. So again, we'll be doing our power test today. So good day, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on the time that you will be watching this video. Yeah, so we need to do this neatly and firmly so that if by any reason water begin entering inside this manhole, because water will definitely enter, the cable will not get spoiled, and then we're also releasing enough slack. If there's any troubleshooting that we may want to address, we can successfully address it well and address it fine. So that is the reason why we're having these excesses. We call it slack. Yeah, so that's the reason why we're having our slack. Yeah. We're trying to ensure that it's neatly done, properly done. Yeah. so that I won't have any issue. Yeah, we're trying to ensure that it is tightly, neatly done. We've successfully screwed all of this here. So like I said, these are the items needed to have the power test done, and then the QC. So this is our power meter. Yeah, this is our power meter. So you can just see this anywhere. So this is our power meter. This is how it looks like. Although there are different types of power meter, but these are power meter. As you can see, optical power meter, right? Model, and here these are patch cords. These are patch cords. Here, here you have our patch cord. So the patch cord is used to test the power that has gotten to the sub box. Previous video, I talked about sub boxes. I talked about hub boxes, right? So this is also a methylated spirit that we use to do some work. So, but then this one right here, we've used this already. These are labeling machine. Let me pick it up so that you see it. These are labeling machine. This right here is used to label all the stuff you use. It says labeling. We use this machine to label it, and not just to use a pen and a paper to write, or a sellotape and a paper. No, we use a labeling machine to make the work more professional. Yeah, and then again, these are patch cord. Yeah, these are patch cord right here. Yeah, these are patch cord right here, and I think these are what we use to do our power test. Or you see more of the power test done right here and right now. So this is what our sub box look like. This is what our sub box look like. Yeah, it has been successfully installed. You know, when we started all this was not how the manhole looked like. So it has been casted, and then power has come to this place. Yeah, but then we also want to test for more power. To test for the power again, not more power. We want to test for the power again to see if it is consistent with what we had do our power test. So I think that's what we will be doing today. Those are the basic things we'll be doing today. So we're done with here. So we'll go to, can we close it or we should leave it open? So heading back to the next manhole, and then you see how we do our QC. So you're done with the QC of this one?
We'll still come back to power QC.
Okay. So we're heading to another manhole. So this is just all about fiber to the home, FTTH. Yeah, it's called fiber to the home. How you can successfully get a fiber to the home. That's get an internet to the home, or get a network to the home. Um, depending on the terminologies you want to use, this is how to get a fiber to the home. So all of this spot, all of these places that you're seeing, this is where we put our dot. Yeah, all these places that you see heaped, like where do you want to plant something, it's our dot that will pass inside the ground. And after passing our dot, the next thing we did, we passed our DC cable, yeah, which collected signal from is a hub box, then the hub box sending it back down to the sub box. So this one is another one. So about opening this one right now. Yeah, to do the same thing we did at the first place. can see right here. This one have been labeled. It has been labeled. Um, it has been well connected. So we want to do a double check to ensure that this is awesome. So there, yeah. Before I continue, I want to say something. I want to say something. Um, if you want to connect your fiber to your home, it's not rocket science. It's something that is not hard to say. All these places, all this hole here is our fiber, our duct that pass all this hole. Now I want to explain something. When you want a fiber in your home, one of the first thing you do, you make request. You make request saying you want so stuff in your home, and after making request, you get a network provider. Yes, that are into fiber and the likes. After getting a network provider, let's say we have different network provider here in Nigeria. We have Airtel, we have MTN, we have Glo, we have Nine Mobile, we have um, uh, Spectranet, we have MiFi. Different types, right? So you get a network provider. You tell them what you want and how you want it. So one of the very first thing they do, you know, they come to do an OTDR. They come to do a check and a test to see how what you may be needing and how you may be needing it. So after that is checked and done, yeah, they will now start telling you what to do. Then the work will now be given to an engineer to do. So this is the first thing the engineer does. It's very critical and important to do this part. And I tell you for free, many people neglect this part of the work. And if you don't do this part of the work, it's the work is not, you won't get so much out of it. It won't be a success. So I'll be telling you that which you must do to ensure seamless job, to ensure that the job uh, is done well, not only done well, done neatly, and obviously there might just be some little issues, but when you do some of this thing, like these three things I'm about to mention, especially the third one, yes, most especially the third one, when you do all these three things and more, I tell you, you won't have much issues in trying to get a fiber to your clients. You won't get much issues. So please, before I continue, if you don't mind, you can just click on the like button, and if you also don't mind, just click on the subscribe button. Thank you. So the first thing you do, which is very, very, very important, you have a team. All right, you have a team. You have a team. So after you get a team, the next thing you do, you more like uh, have everything sketched. You have everything on the board, and explain to them, in details how and what you want to be done in that site. So when you have a team, ensure that you have professionals, people that are not novice in that field, because when you have people that have a robust understanding and a robust knowledge of what you are bringing, it will make the work hard to be done. It will make the work easy. So you have a team, right? After having a team, then the next thing you do, you explain you explain what you want to be done, whether on the board or on the paper or anywhere. You explain it to the team. So after you may have explained that to the team members, the next important thing to do, right, is to assign tasks. The number two thing is to assign tasks. So after you may have explained, you assign. Sorry, I had a network issue. You assign tasks to people. So after you might have been done assigning tasks to people. After you might have been done assigning tasks to the people, then the next thing again, you can't just assign tasks to people and then you allow them to do it the way they want to. There needs to be supervision. You supervise what they are doing, so you don't get to pay double for what they have done. So it will be one time payment. You are paying for this to be done. You don't have to pay for it to be for you to do it again, because why? You have assigned tasks to the people, and then you are supervising what they are doing, right? So assigning tasks to people, one, you're supervising what they do. So when you assign tasks to people to do a project and you don't supervise that very project, there will always be issue, right? There will be issue on the job. So as you've assigned tasks to the people, you are supervising the project. Then as you're supervising the project, ensure that there is enough material. Yes, ensure that there is enough material, because when you bring people to the site and there is no material for them to work, you have to pay them. You definitely have to pay them, because you've assigned tasks to them, but then there is no material for them to work. So you will really have to pay them. And then you can't bring people to the site and not paying them, even though you didn't give them something to do. So there must be material in which they will use to do their work. So you assign tasks to the people, you supervise the work that the people are doing, and much more than supervising what they are doing, you make sure that there is not just material but enough material to carry out any given task. Enough material to carry out any given task. After you may have gotten enough material to carry out the task, so there is something else you need to do. You can't just assign tasks, you can't just supervise, and then you can't just drop materials and that's all. No, there is more also to be done in that light. So another thing that one would do, you know, is to ensure that the right people are doing the job part time. The right people. So for instance, you need to do a trenching. And you just put enough to trench, and there is no supervision, there will be big problem. So in as much as you are assigning tasks, ensure that, and you're supervising, ensure that the people that are carrying out those tasks are professionals. Although there can be people that are learning with them, learning on the job, but then you just assign the tasks to the people, you put in the right people to do the job, and then you see everything will just be working seamlessly, right? Everything will be working seamlessly. Then much more than that, there is another thing that one need to do. Now I want to digress a bit. After you have assigned tasks to the people, after you've supervised whatsoever they are doing, after you've provided enough material, after you've also put the professionals to do each task, then there is something else. Ensure that they follow the laid out plan, and ensure that they don't begin do what they feel like doing, what they want to do, and how they want to do it. Ensure that they stick to the plan. They stick to the plan. When they don't stick to the plan, there is always issue. Yeah, look, using a football team for instance, as a coach, the coach of a team have a game plan that the players must abide with. So it's upon sticking to the plan that victory can be assured. But when they don't stick to the plan, there will be problem, right? There will be issues in the team. Yeah, the team may not do well, the team may not really do fine. So you assign tasks to the people. After assigning tasks to the people, you ensure that professionals are doing the job. After ensuring that professionals are doing the job, you also ensure that uh, there is supervision. Very important. Yeah, ensure that there is supervision, ensure that there is materials to do the job. Yeah, ensure that they stick to the plan. They stick to the plan. They don't start giving you their own plan, because there is a a written down plan on how to do the job. So when the people don't stick to the plan, then there will be problem, there will be chaos. Yeah, you will not deliver the way you should deliver, right? So people need to stick to the plan. Yeah, people need to stick to the plan. So okay, I just want to switch the camera a bit, because I'm not showing us what we are doing. Let me switch the camera a bit. Yeah, so this is me behind White Planet Global. Yeah, so this is me behind the camera. This is me, and this is me. So I just want to say something. I'm talking about, doing our power tech, our fiber to the home, right? So I talked about you assigning tasks to the people. I talked about people sticking to the plan. I talked about professionals, being ready to carry out the assignment given to them, and then ensure that there is supervision. Ensure you supervise what they do part time, because when you don't supervise the work they do part time, you end up doing that job more than once. You end up doing the job like three times what you've paid for. You start paying again and again and again and again and again. And so assign tasks to the people, supervise what they do, and get the right set of people to do your job. Get professional job. Don't get don't just, because you don't have so much to pay, you want to just pay cheap laborers to come and do your job. Yes, they will do your job, but I tell you this for free, they may not give you the very best. They may do your job, but they may not give you the very best. Now now there are different parts of fiber. I'll take this gradually, but please do well to subscribe to the channel if you're yet to subscribe. Please do well to subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe. Yeah, so there is the trenching part of this work. For instance, you are given 2 kilometers to put a fiber and send it to the home. So one of the very important thing you do, you trench. When you trench, ensure you trench to depth. There is the lay down depth that you must follow. So after you may have trenched to depth, the next important thing you do is to, lay your pipe, lay your dot, your HDP duct, which is pipe. You lay it inside the ground, and after you may have laid it in the ground, you cover it. Then if you get to a place that is rocky, that you can't dig to depth, you do what they call trench cast. Yeah, I'll take that again. You do what they call trench cast. So what is trench cast? Trench cast is you mixing your sand and your cement with your stone. If also no stone, but yeah, there should be stone. And then you have to just pour it on the place that is hard. The reason why you trench cast is this, so that tomorrow when it is raining, and or if something is happening around that side, your pipe will not just come out. Right? So you trench cast to save your pipe that has been buried inside the ground. So that's the reason for trench casting. That's the reason for backfilling. So what is backfilling? Let me show you what the backfilling look like. Let me show you what the backfilling look like. This is a backfilling. This right here is backfilling. So this, all this you see here is all these have been backfilled. So they were just move my shoe, and so the more I step on this, the more it's going down. The more I step on it, the more it's going down. The more I step on it, the more it's going down. Look at it, it's going down. It's, it's going down. It's going down. So when water come here, and there is water here, right, there will be issue, because this place, yes, it has been backfilled, but then they should they're supposed to heat it so that it will be strong, it will be firm, right, it will be firm, but that was not done. Yeah. So now, um after you have done all this, you now ensure that it's socketed. Yeah, they put it and ensure that it enters into your manhole. So this is our manhole. This is our manhole. uh, yeah. So I think those are just the little things I just want to say concerning to this video. I, I'm just appealing that as we are watching the video, let's do well to like, let's do well to comment. Let's do well to subscribe to the channel. It's extremely important you do that. It's extremely important you do that. Please, I'm appealing. Yeah. So then let me just say one more thing or two more. Let me show us our HDP pipe. What for some of us that have not seen the duct, or if you go watch my previous video, you realize that you see where we're laying the duct. You see where we are pulling the cables. You see where we are pulling the fiber cable. You see we are pulling the DC cables also, right? So this is what our duct look like. So this is an example of what our duct cable look like. This is an example of what our duct cable looks like. So this duct now, inside this duct will pass the 48 core and 96 core fiber cable. Yeah, it's this pipe that was buried under this ground here, right? So we're heading to the next place to open another trench cast, another manhole. Sorry to say, we're heading to open another manhole. Yeah. So I think this is what the job or the work really looks like. Yeah, this is what the work really looks like. Sometimes it's tedious, sometimes it's stressful. Yeah. So this was what was buried here. It was this duct that was buried here and then was backfilled. After it was buried, it was backfilled. So if for any reason we get to a point or a place whereby we can't dig to required depth, we'll do what they call trench cast. We'll trench cast it. Yeah. Pastor Pekin. So I think that's that for today's video. But much. Huh? So sorry, I had network issues today. Yeah, but I'm coming. Um, we talked about a whole lot today. We talked about fiber, how that can be connected to the home. I've talked about duct. I've talked about 96 core. I've talked about 48 core. I've talked about what again have I talked about? Um, I've talked about 48 core. I've talked about 96 core. I've talked about DC cable. I've talked about how you can do your cable labeling. I have talked about uh, our sub boxes. I've also talked about our hub boxes, right? So those are what just the basic things you need to know. Then there's another part of fiber that is a bit technical. That's the splicing. So you check on my previous video, you see where they were splicing. And then if you can't even check on my previous video, you can also search on YouTube. You will see what splicing is, how to splice. So these are some of the technical part of the fiber work that when one know how to do, it will bring money to you. It will bring income. You begin to earn. You begin to earn. All right. So I think that's that about that. Then talk about when you talk about splicing, then you talk about QC, you talk about power test. So today's video we're just doing our power test, and I showed us how those power tests can be done successfully, effortlessly, right? talk about power test, talk about QC, talk about um, manhole, how you can measure your manhole, the right this thing to measure, the right stuff to measure for your manhole, right stuff to measure for your manhole, you know. Then there's also area connection. Like here, we did area connection because of there is a river here, right? There is a river here. We can't do the normal connection. We can only do area connection. We can't pass cable inside this water. We can't pass cable under the water. So we pass the cable. We fly the cable. Fine, fine, boss. Well done, sir. Fine, thank you, sir. So we pass the cable on there. So now this is what I was trying. This is what I'm trying to say here. So passing the cable by air. This is it. If you see, the last time we walked here, I saw snakes. So I need to be careful here. I will not go far. Let me just stop it. Now you can see our duct cable. You can see, yeah, this is our duct cable. This is our duct cable, right? So this is it also here. This is our duct cable. Let me zoom in a bit. This is our duct cable. Then now you can see how it's going up. You can see the progression, and then from here.
Lift this thing from the ground, do a casting from here.
From where?
Get a trunk, get a this big see this pipe.
PVC pipe.
That PVC pipe. Tear it, then wear it from here to that place. By the time you cross it, you can now cast the PVC. Cast inside the PVC.
Okay,
from
inside
here,
the PVC.
You go dig them from here.
Okay.
Then you go put this now, you go push this, where you don't tear the PVC, you go put them from here all through, put this inside, then do the casting inside. From here straight to that place. Just support them like 2 rods. Hence the thickness is strong. If you don't put 2 rods this side, cross them from here, nothing good one.
That's true.
Put 2 rods inside as the one
from here.
So as you know thick, make it strong. But if you don't want to put rod inside, get wood. Put wood under here from here now. Put wood under here. Do a small casing for it, the way you do bridge encasement, something like then do something like this. Wood that would be under on by the block here. That's the solution to this place. Then you have to transcast here as well.
This one that is the year we transcast
outside now. So this is what is pending here. Make una close, no one see this estate and don't come up from ground. Now don't finish power test at this for here now.
Yeah, we're done
the
with power
solution
test.
for here be that. So if not the small pipe, now go need to put like two rods to take give and strength.
Okay.
But if no be that small pipe, if na wood na one use and the thickness is as thick.
Okay. So I think that's all for today. Sorry. Thank you for connecting, watching. Do well to subscribe. Yeah, even after you may have watched, ensure you subscribe. Please ensure you subscribe. So I've been having network issues. Yeah, well done. So I've been having network issues. Okay. Bye-bye. See, I want to end this. Bye-bye. See, I want to end this.